instructor. I teach teens and adults. We finished driving a 4-hour session, so I'm going to talk about steering and turning and overall general driving. I think it's really important that your instructor understands the goal. The goal is to teach someone how to drive, and it takes time and it takes a lot of patience. The steering wheel, there are multiple ways to turn the steering wheel, right? It is round, so you can have your hands at 9 and 3, 7 and 5, 10 and 2. There's more than one way to turn the steering wheel, so I want all of you to know this. It really depends on what you're comfortable with. You're going to learn from your instructor. You're going to learn from your parent. You're going to learn from looking at Driving with Myles. You're going to learn from playing driving games. So you have to be comfortable with the steering wheel. And we understand that there's an airbag in the middle. We're not disputing that. So hand-over-hand steering is good for making right turns. Hand-over-hand steering is good for low-speed parking maneuvers. When you're going around a curve, you gradually want to turn the steering wheel, not overturning or underturning. It's important that you feel comfortable with the steering wheel. Let's talk about some parking maneuvers. You need to have really good speed control, and you want to split the parking spot in half. Low speed maneuvers, idle speed maneuvers are very important. When you're driving on the road, you do not want to squeeze the steering wheel. If you're squeezing the steering wheel, you're going to lose control of your vehicle. A lot of beginning drivers are very nervous, and thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting and subscribe. And then when I hit 10,000, whoever is that 10,000 subscriber, we'll do a little surprise, right? That means a lot. And I am blessed. Yes, the UK, you will do well. The UK, you drive manuals, you're a little bit older, you're in your early 20s. I do watch and consume a lot of content from UK instructors because I want to be balanced. Hey, that's Brooklyn. Hey, there we go. I'm blessed to really teach people how to drive, and I use a very holistic approach. I'm going to get to know you as a driver, really help you and encourage you. I try to make a custom plan. So here's what we did today. We drove around to some local high schools. I had students park. Hey, I'm here to help you. Hopefully my lessons can help you. If you need to reach out to me, email me. Driving in high school parking lots is a very good development of learning how to turn. I have students drive through the light poles. I have us go up and down the aisles, making right turns and left turns, really systematically working on steering. You have to feel comfortable turning in the steering wheel. If you don't feel comfortable turning in the steering wheel, you'll make a very wide turn, pulling out in front of traffic, and that's potential failure. And if you make a very short turn, you'll jump up on the curb. I've been there before too. So I really teach my students good fundamentals in class. I have a steering wheel. I talk about holding the steering wheel, 9 and 3, 10 and 2, 7 and 5. There's a difference between different countries. In the UK, they do hand to hand, which is fine. Here in the United States, we do hand over hand. It really depends on what you learn with. You want to feel comfortable, and you want to take your time and learn those fundamentals. If your instructor really stresses good steering fundamentals and good control, you're going to really drive like that. If your mom and dad don't really stress good safety fundamentals and just hold the wheel with one hand, you're going to drive like that. If your older sibling or caregiver drives a different way, so you're going to learn to develop your style. And that is extremely important. And low key, so parallel parking, you want to pull your vehicle up to the next vehicle, reverse back, halfway, turn the wheel all the way to the right. Get the rear going on at a 45 angle, then you turn back, hand over hand out to the left. You have to practice. I do have some road test tutorials in some of my content you need to look through. We did practice this, and I have some other tutorials on shorts and long form content. You have to turn the wheel at an angle. Yes, you have to back 2 to 3 miles an hour, right? And cut the wheel all the way to the right. You've got to get that rear end all the way to the right. If you don't, you won't go in deep enough and half of the car will be out. So you've got to work those parking fundamentals. Don't wait till you get to your test to try it. Drive in the neighborhood, line your car up, reverse in slowly. If you want me to do some parking tutorials, let me know. I will do that. Next, you got to feel comfortable turning when you're making left turns. That's the next thing I want to talk about. You got to go up halfway into the intersection. You see coming traffic, yield to oncoming traffic. When it's clear, turn into the nearest lane by the double yellow. If you're about to take your test, you've got to turn in the nearest lane. It's really important that you have a smooth flow. Good turns facilitate a smoother flow of traffic. If you turn in the wrong lane, you potentially could get hit, could get cut off. That potentially could lead you to fail. Okay, I don't want you to fail. And if you're at the learner's level, you could potentially have a driving error. I try to show you content and create content to prepare you for your driving test, to prepare you for your road test. If these things are helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know. I'm really trying to do the best I can to give you a perspective of driving. And that's what good teachers do. I want to show you what's going on, help you become successful, and then see you pass your tests. If this is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Bye, guys.